So I just wanted to record some quick thoughts on the Sony RX100 5. I rented this, I gotta return it today, so I'm just gonna do a little quick review. But I rented this to take on the Lost Coast Trail, so this is the only camera that I carried. Well, the biggest, highest quality camera that I carried. I had some GoPros on me and I had my iPhone on me. I ended up using this for shooting video and using my iPhone for shooting photos because it was just a lot quicker and easier. So overall thoughts with this, for a point and shoot camera, it was pretty solid. It's thicker than I thought it would be, so I mean I could put it in my pocket, but it got pretty bulky. It's also heavier than I thought it would be. It is a pretty hefty camera. Ergonomics wise, you've got the record for the video button back here. So shooting yourself with the camera, it's nice because it has the articulating screen in the back, so this is very cool. I can go all the way up and it'll automatically flip, so you can do a selfie mode. But shooting video, I'd have to kind of pinch it and like perfectly align my fingers to not hit the button if I'm like recording like this or something of myself, or pinch it on the other side, but then I can't start and stop. I gotta like start it and then bring it up. Ergonomics wise, it's a little bit weird. And the buttons here are just a little bit kind of cluttered and a little bit easy to hit the wrong button. But the wheel, as far as figuring out the menu stuff, the wheel is good. I kept wanting to avoid touching the screen because I'm so used to this camera, the GH4 that I'm on right now. But it is not touchscreen. Biggest complaint, sound is kind of, if it's not noisy, the sound's pretty good. But with the wind on the beach, I'm going back to some of the footage and some of it is like, there's a lot of wind noise. And I would have put a mic on it, but there's no hot shoe and there's no audio input, which is a big negative. I don't know why there's no way to put audio in. On the bottom, you got your battery and your SD card slot in one spot. Battery lasted, I was worried about it. I rented 3 batteries. Each battery lasted about a day with on and off use. I did not use it that much. I was pretty conscious to kind of conserve battery power, but I was impressed shooting video with this big screen going for it to go for the day. The battery life was pretty good. So turning it on, I'm sure there's a way to turn it off, but every time you switch modes, it kind of shows this like info screen and this other crap and just sort of slows everything down and switching settings. So this is a bit annoying. There's probably a way to change this off in settings. I couldn't easily find it. One cool thing, so I'll go back to video mode. Well, the idea of this would be cool if I could change it. Yeah, this actually, I'm sorry, take it back. This is not cool. So the focus ring, well, what's normally a focus ring here, actually the camera can change what this does. So if you're in still mode, this can control the zoom, or you can program it to do other things. So you can control the f-stop with this, or you can control the shutter speed with this, or if you're manual focus, you can control focus with this. So it's very cool that you can change the use of this. However, I wasn't satisfied with what I was able to assign the use of. So what I'm talking about is I'm shooting in a shutter priority mode. So I just wanted to keep that set and then let the aperture figure out what the best aperture is and not have to worry about that. And so it'd be nice if I could then use this to be the zoom, but it's not. It just stays as the shutter speed setting. So like this became kind of useless because I don't want to change the shutter speed. So the only way that I could zoom would be to use the zoom toggle up top, which you can control the speed. It's a little bit faster when you're not recording, and when you are recording, it slows it down a little bit. Focus, one thing that people will talk a lot about is how fast the focus is, and it is very fast. The focus, the autofocus is quite good, quite fast. Oh yeah, one thing I did like, it does have a built-in ND, which was quite nice. The ND is on. And it's also got this pop-up viewfinder. Good display options. You can pop up some histogram stuff. I didn't play around with that too much. Digging into, so I could do some slower shutter rates. I didn't play with it too much. I'm gonna go play with it right now real quick for some different shutter speeds. But to dig into it, you gotta go in the menu settings, and so it's a little bit of a pain just to dig in. So I was shooting in the XAVC format, which is Sony's proprietary format. Final Cut reads it, so I was cool with that. There is a 4K mode. I didn't really play with 4K that much. I believe it can only do like little bursts. So the slowest shutter you can do is 120 frames. So you can shoot 120 frames per second at 100 megabit bit rate. I didn't play around with too much of the settings. I just wanted to keep it very simple, very run and gun, very easy. I'm gonna go shoot some of the formats now, some of the slow motion stuff. As far as photos go, I took some quick shots, kept it on auto. It was alright, I don't know, it wasn't very impressive. One thing I do wish it did do, which it does not, I don't know why, it does not have a built-in intervalometer. So like, there was no easy way to take time-lapse photos, which would have been quite nice and handy if I was able to do that. Take a quick shot up here. Take a quick shot of this. So it's on auto right now, trying to determine the best scene. I mean, I mainly got it to use it as a video camera. It was okay as a video camera. Not sold. I was debating, you know, I like to rent stuff and then I kind of decide if I want to buy it, if it's worth it. I wasn't sold on this to buy it. If it had maybe a better audio solution, options like to get audio input, to put a mic on top or plug into a mic, that would definitely help a lot. I really do enjoy the flip screen. It does help shoot stuff. Don't really care too much about the still photo option, but if it had an intervalometer setting, that would be awesome because then I could use that for time lapse. If you're looking for a point and shoot, it's a solid camera. It works. It gets the job done. If you're looking for a primary camera, I would probably up the money and get a DSLR. But for point and shoot wise, solid. Has room for improvement. If you have any questions, I'll try my best to answer them. I did not have time to thoroughly dig into this camera and all of its menu settings, but hopefully this provides some insight and use for you.